he was very young and it was my first child. So it didn't like settle in yet. Like it settled in that I was a mom, but the repercussions of my actions as a mother at the time didn't register. What's the point of having a podcast if we're not going to be honest?
No, it's...
Hey everyone, you are watching and listening to I Hope They're Not Listening with Amber Rose and Joey. What's up, Joe?
What's up?
What's going on?
We're back.
We got a lot to talk about today.
We do. We're going to start off with the fact that Jojo Siwa is not a top.
Yeah.
She's a bottom.
Very interesting.
She's a bottom.
She's a bottom.
We were provided a clip of Jojo Siwa saying that she was a bottom. Well, why are you dry humping all them girls in that video like that?
I think she saw our podcast and had to like...
You think so? She
yeah.
said she had to go like do damage control.
Yeah, because we were like, she's topping these bitches and getting mad pussy with strap on.
Hitting it from the back. You know, she had them on their back with their legs up in the air. I don't understand how you would top. So you're faking for the camera.
She's performative.
Got it, Jojo. Keep it a buck, babes. You know you're a top. We know you strap up. And fuck those girls. Nah.
She might just be like, hey, that's just for entertainment purposes. But, in the bedroom, I'm a pillow princess.
Well, in the video, she was saying something like, actually, she said, well, bottom doesn't have to mean something. So I feel like she was insinuating that she didn't necessarily mean like full on
submissive
sex, but just like maybe she just likes to be coddled and like she's not the aggressor.
Well, when I'm with a man, I'm the big spoon sometimes. Yeah. I like to be the big spoon.
I mean, sometimes you have to be the big spoon.
Yeah.
People
that don't mean he's a bottom.
Yeah, some people want to be held sometimes. That doesn't mean they want to get fucked in their ass.
Yeah.
I
never got fucked in my ass.
You haven't?
No.
Neither have I, and I'm never doing it. So.
Okay, moving on. The lies we tell, honey.
Wait, no, we're not going to do that. Okay, because I am not gay. By the way, speaking of gay, that LGBTQ flag.
Girl.
You guys got to stop. Like, just take me out of the LGBTQ. I'll still be gay, but just take me out of it. Actually, I really believe that at this point, at this day and age, they should just have like lesbian, gay, bi, straight. That's a sexuality. And then trans can be trans. And then everything else that they're adding can be their own thing. Let's just like reformat things because at the end of the day, like sexuality has nothing to do with your gender.
Right.
So.
Well, they're mixing all the sexualities and genders all together. So we Googled like all the flags for the LGBTQIA plus community. Right. They have a bear.
Why do you need a bear on
They have
a
a bear flag for like big, hairy, gay, bear-looking men.
So I guess they should have, for straight people, they should have chubby chasers. And it's just like, why do you need a bear on a flag? Like, you don't need a representation of a person who likes fat, hairy men.
You know what I've been seeing recently? And I'm not a part of that community, but I've been seeing a lot of gay people, even just like lesbians and gay men. They're just like, dude, I don't even want to be a part of this anymore. I just want to like have my relationship with like my significant other and just be fucking happy. I don't even want to be a part of this anymore because it's just entirely too much.
Yeah, it is becoming a lot. And I get representation, but it just seems like you'll never stop running out of people to represent. So I guess the flag's you're just going to keep adding shit to it. I think we need to have a solid foundation and stick with that. But
it's also like, I also feel like, who gives a shit about all this stuff? Like, just be who you are. I think a lot of people think that like conservatives and stuff, they sit around and think about this shit all day. And I think that a lot of people are just like, look, if you're trans, that's cool. If you're gay, that's cool. If you're a lesbian, that's cool. But when it's like all day long, like, these are my pronouns. I want a beard, but I want to wear makeup. I want this, I want that. And it's like, I get it, but it gets confusing for a lot of people. You can't be mad when people get confused.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. You can't be mad at that. I think that, pride and stuff comes from like being oppressed and stuff. So like, that's the reason like lesbians, gays had to come up and say, we're this, we're that. Like, I don't know who's oppressing bears. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I might be wrong. Also,
so give the definition of a bear to everyone.
A bear is a guy that's like big and hairy. or
like a bear.
just big, or just hairy, because you can just be hairy. Then they have
Can
otters.
you be a twink bear?
They have otters too. I think that would be an otter. I think because they have otters where you're just hairy, but you're not a bear, so you're a hairy.
Okay.
But you're an otter. So that's what I mean. They didn't put otter on the flag. What about them? Like y'all doing like, come on, babes. Like, come on. The other day when I was at the gym, I was leaving the locker room and I had to do a double take at this person who walked past me because I swear it was a girl. I mean, maybe like I
Leaving
shouldn't
the
say
lock.
girl.
So she was going in the locker
Transitioning,
room.
maybe they're a trans man, but you know, being a guy who's been in gay clubs and been to shit and seen gay boys, I've seen feminine gay boys. I've seen boys who look feminine,
Yeah.
but you can tell they're a boy.
Right.
This looked like a soft woman. However, I don't know what their pronouns were, so I'm not calling them a woman.
So was it giving me when I dress androgynous?
Yeah.
Right?
Kind
like it's
of.
still like cunt, but like she dressed like a boy.
And they had their head down. So I was like, okay, you don't want nobody to see you. You're trying to sneak in here. But why do you want to come in the men's locker room? It's dirty, it stinks, niggas' dicks out. Like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
I don't know. If I was a trans man, I'd still go in the girls' bathroom. But
girls are equally as nasty, though.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Does it stink in there?
Yeah, sometimes it stinks. Sometimes it smells like period. Sometimes they like leave blood and shit in the toilet. Or they like, because we have to squat, there's sometimes pee all over the toilets and shit. Because they just don't wipe it. Oh, that just made me nauseous.
Blood in the toilet is crazy.
Blech.
Not blood in the toilet. But yeah, I can't really 100% say that this person was a trans man, but they looked like a short woman.
Well, they obviously identified as a man to go in the
which
men's
is
room.
fine. Identify as whatever you want, babe. You can be a butterfly with me. I'll call you a butterfly. I don't give a fuck. But I kind of felt like how when I see women reporting and they're in the locker room and they see like a trans woman who still looks very hard and masculine. And I do think that there's like, this might sound bad, but I feel like you got to put in the work, babe. Like, if you want to transition and you want people to see you as something, majority of women look a certain way, majority of men look a certain way. Of course, there's some masculine women who have more masculine features, and there's some men who are just softer and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, most of the people in the world can look at people and be like, you're a woman, you're a man.
Yeah.
So if you don't look like that, you probably should go where you look like.
Well, yeah. Did it make you uncomfortable, like having a biological woman in the bathroom?
Personally,
in the locker room.
Personally, me, no. I was more so like, girl, you better be safe in there. Well, sorry, not girl. You better be safe in there. You better be safe in there. He better be safe in there because like some men are just creeps and they'll just be like, you know,
you got a pussy, girl. Yeah,
pussy over there, baby. Like. Trying to check you out. Men already be in the locker room doing so much, like recording.
I don't
each
know.
other.
Just the fact. I don't know. It's like I get it. It is a safety issue. I think when you're dealing with men, but I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not a guy, but I can just kind of put myself in like a guy's shoes where like a biological woman is coming in there. Mm-hmm. Maybe it
makes you feel insecure, like
kind of like like I can't really have my dick swing because I know a lot of these guys, even if they're gay, who gives a fuck? Like they're guys, we all got dicks. Who cares?
But, no, we all got dicks.
You know, but like you're essentially going in there and you're a biological woman, so.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, if you look the part, then no one's gonna double take, no one's gonna say anything.
Yeah.
If you don't look the part and somebody says something, don't necessarily be offended. You can either just accept that you don't look the part and somebody clocked you, or you can tell them, hey, that's not my thing. I'm a she, I'm a he. And honestly, everyone's just not going to respect that, unfortunately, in this world we live in. They're just not. But yeah, it just gets me when I see like some of the trans people who just look like what they were born as, and they're like, I'm trans. And it's like, okay, I accept that. But bro, like everybody not going to accept that. Some people going to be like, okay, sir.
Yeah, like I saw like this one clip. It was basically like, this older guy was like interviewing people, like I guess they were having like a protest or whatever. And he was like, what are your pronouns? And it was obviously a biological woman. She was like, none of your business. And he was like, well, okay. And he was like, that's not ladylike. And she was like, did you just misgender me? And he was like, well, I asked your pronouns and you didn't tell me. And she was like, it's none of your fucking business. He's like, so I don't know what to say to you.
See, and then you have some people who
that makes it very difficult for people, especially the older generation. Right. He's just like, you look like a woman. I don't know what to say. I said it's unladylike. You said I misgendered you, and now you're upset with me.
Right.
Like, This
And
is
then
crazy.
you have some they and thems who actually say like, you should just ask people what their pronouns are, you know, you should just ask. And then you have somebody like that and you ask them, they're like, none of your business. And you're just like, okay, okay, bitch.
Yeah.
But now, my mom, she had a short haircut like most of my life growing up and stuff.
Mhm.
And sometimes from the back, like you got a short haircut too, so you know. Sometimes from
They
the back.
called me sir the other day.
Sometimes from the back, people would be like, when I was a kid, they'd be like, excuse me, sir. And I would feel like, oh my God, that's my mom. Like she's not a man. But then my mom, she'll just be like, and they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when she turned around, they see that's a woman.
No, we went to Hibachi the other day and I had a big ass sweatsuit on because I like to try to be incognito. Yeah. And I'm with the kids and I have this hoodie on and they're the waitress is coming from this way and she was like, excuse me, sir. And I was like, she was like, oh my God. Oh. And I wasn't like, you misgendered me.
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
I'm just like, okay, obviously I have a short haircut. I have a big ass masculine hoodie on.
That's what I mean.
And it's from the back. Like, you see my face. I'm gorgeous.
Women with fades have been getting misgendered for years. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've never seen a woman with a fade. Well, I've seen a few women get misgendered and they don't get mad. They just be like, I'm sorry,
No,
babe.
me and my mom joke about it because my mom has like a short Halle Berry cut and I have this cut and when we like hold hands and shit or like we're like locked arms, I'm like, Mom, they definitely think we're lesbians, dude.
Like, oh.
And it's like my mom. And I don't really look like my mom either. So it's like we don't really look related.
Gay pride. That's crazy. But yeah, I think like it's tough out there for the days and the thems and the trans community is tough. I'm not saying that, but I do think like put in some work. Like put in some work if you want people to like view you as a certain thing. Look like that.
I just remember. So I grew up, and it's no secret. I grew up in the ballroom scene, right? So all my friends were trans or gay or whatever, right? Those girls, the trans girls back then, they'd be like, ooh, bitch, they clocked me, pay it, you know? And then they would be cute and funny about it and shit. But there was a time where like this trans girl, she was trying to like fight me and stuff. And the other trans girls were like, bitch, you're a man. You're not finna play that shit with Amber. Right. Like, you're a grown-ass man, bitch. You're not finna do that. And like, they would just all call each other men all the time because they weren't delusional. Right. Well, like, it was a very different time.
It was different.
I get it, but it was just like, bitch, you're a man. Amber's fish. You're not finna do this.
Right.
Like,
times have definitely changed, but I feel you on that because I know a lot of trans women, and they never were like that. They were never like, they were like, bitch, I'm a man. And I'm still cutting.
Exactly.
And I'm eating it up. And I'm like, bitch, I'm sitting out, and bitch, I look better than your sister.
And then they would read the boys and be like, my dick is bigger than yours. and I'll fuck your bitch.
It's just a lot. It's the new, and it's still some people like our age or younger still know, like, babe, I was born a man. Like, I'm a trans person.
Right.
Or I was born a woman. I'm a trans person. I'm not like sitting up here competing. No, it's not even competition. It's just being like, oh, I'm a woman or I'm a man. It's like, women aren't the only ones who carry babies. It's like biological women.
Oh my God, yes. Biological women are the only people that carry babies. I'm sorry.
They really are.
You can say trans men, you can say non-binary people. They're all biological women.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Biologically, you're a woman. That's why you can carry a baby.
That's it.
But I guess they're just trying to say like, women and men is a thing that people made up. So it's like a woman is made up, a man is, which is like, once you get into that, it's like, okay, I feel you. A human being came up with a word. Just like you might say a man wrote the Bible.
Not a human being came up with the word. Men and women, the man and woman is different in all different languages. It's still the same thing. You're either a man or a woman.
True.
Maybe intersex every now and then, which is rare.
Yeah, I guess they're saying like you just never. People's minds are different, so it's like whatever. But yeah, I get it. It's just tough out here. It's hard. But yeah, just take me out that flag. But still,
it's just too much.
I support. We still on the same team, but just like let's be real, that flag ugly as fuck.
Yeah, bro, dude.
The rainbows have never been like a cool thing. I've never seen any pride gear look cool. So rainbows just not fly to me. But
yeah,
I still support the gays and the lesbians and the bis and the trans and the straights and the theys and the dems and the non.
But listen, there's a lot of people out there that are just realistic. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just realistic. Like, if somebody calls me bald-headed online, it's like, well, I'm kind of bald-headed, so I'm not going to be like, I'm not bald-headed. I'm not, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a choice. I do this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's not the same thing, but at the end of the day, it's like, it is what it is, dude. If we just stop, like, there's so many, I've seen so many biological women, mostly, on TikTok, white biological women, and they're in their cars and they're just like, I went to Starbucks and they like misgendered me. And it's like, you're obviously a woman. You have no facial hair, nothing. You have very feminine features. Like, I don't know what to, like, are you delusional that like they would call you a boy? Do you think you're way further in your transition that, why are you shocked, I guess is my question.
Yeah, why are you gagging? And obviously some women have beards.
Why are you on TikTok like gagging that they misgendered you when you look like a woman?
Right, some women do have beards though. I saw a woman with a beard who was talking about how she felt like she was sad because she couldn't get a man and stuff. It's like, what nigga trying to post up with you and you like got that heavy ass beard? Like you can find a man, but like
what's that called, a Sunni?
Most men. What?
That's called a Sunni. That's what they're calling it in Philly, like the big ass beards, like a Sunni.
Oh, that's what it's called. I'm like, most men aren't gonna be with that, but like, yes, you can find a man who's cool with it. Just like trans people, it's like most people are not going to recognize you as what you don't look like.
Right.
But some people are kind and humane, and when you tell them, they'll be like, "Okay, sorry."
Yeah, we're like that.
Exactly. Like I would never.
We have. I would
never just
friends.
keep misgendering somebody once they tell me like, "Hey, my pronouns are he." Shit, if your pronouns are non-existent, I'd be like, "Shit, that's non-existent." I'd just rather get their name and call them by their name.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I would do that.
And I will say,
not that I wouldn't do the they them. It would just be a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know any. It just gets difficult because gay people have been killed for being gay. Trans people have been killed for being trans. I guess lesbians have been killed for being lesbians. Have they? Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
somewhere.
What's her name? Boys Don't Cry. That trans. He was trans man.
I'm about to say lesbians.
I'm sure
they have.
Yeah.
So the they and the them is a new concept. So it's like I get. It just seems kind of like I don't want to say. I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about it.
Well, what about that girl? She was like, I'm queer, asexual, able-bodied, non-able-bodied, Jew.
This, and she was dead serious.
And it was like a list of like 20 things.
That was crazy.
And people were like, and then the other girl, she's like, well, I'm trigender. So I'm not only a female and a male, but I'm also non-binary.
Right.
But then, or she was like, I'm not both, but I am both sometimes.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, non-binary is just another category of the binary. So you're still a binary gender. You're just saying non-binary. You're just the third version of a gender.
They're just saying I don't exist. I saw Z, Zim, Zay. It's a lot.
Zer.
No, I'm not doing with it. Now you're trying it with the X's.
I'm not doing it.
We should move on. It's been 18 minutes. We went in on the days.
Okay. Yeah, what's next? God bless them.
Quavo and Chris Brown, Drake and Kendrick, and Kanye just trying to join in at the end.
Girl, sit down, girl. What is you doing? Ain't nobody talk about you. He gotta be in the center or something, child.
That's funny. You know,
girl, if you don't sit your ass down.
You can go in on him all you want, child. That's your ex. But Chris Brown and Quavo. I'd rather talk about Kendrick and Drake, but we'll touch on Quavo and Chris Brown. My thing with this is, like, personally, I like this is when people seem angry and they have a lot of energy. I don't like them laid back as this is like, this is not like you think you're too cool to like get in the field. Like, I need you to like come for niggas' throats, you know?
Yeah, but
and I feel like Chris did that.
I think he did, but I also think like nowadays, I think that like if somebody's like, oh, you hype? Like, that would just make you feel salty and embarrassed.
I get that.
So, like, they don't even want to do that anymore.
I get that. But if somebody says, like, I fucked your bitch, you're a bitch, you should be dead instead of your cousin, your nephew, then you should come back and be hype.
Oh, Chris said that.
Mm-hmm. He was like, they wish you were dead. But they wasn't mad at Nicki when she said, line on your dead mama. I mean, they were mad at Nicki when she said, line on your dead mama.
Well, you know, women
get it harder,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah, Chris, he went hard, but he's just a kind of like up-tempo kind of nigga in general. Like, he's kind of like, you know.
I ain't gonna lie, I seen a little interview with him earlier. He looked fine as fuck.
Oh, okay.
Chris Brown, I don't know. I always kind of looked at, I never thought he wasn't fine, but I was just like, God damn, he's still fine. He's like getting finer.
Was it his that podcast with Tank, the R&B Love?
I think so.
He looked like he put on some weight or something like.
Maybe that's what it is. I was like,
you know, when people
Chris.
look healthy and shit, they just be looking good. You know
yeah.
But Chris Brown, he's a handsome guy. Sometimes people, you know, tell me I look like Chris Brown. Right?
Oh, okay, I see it a little something.
Nah,
Eat him up in the comments,
nah.
y'all. I'm just kidding.
Some people will eat me up because I'm one of those people who will eat me up for that. But I've gotten that like more than enough times. I've gotten that like more than 10 times. Especially when I'm wearing a hat like this, they be like, "Oh my god, you like Chris Brown?" But I think they're gassing it a lot because I don't look like him. But
you look like you could be his cousin.
It's just because we're both like we have like similar like
cheekbones.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that shit. It's not like that I actually look like the nigga. I look like myself. If anything, Chris Brown wants to look like me. But yeah, Drake and Kendrick. Okay, we didn't really talk about what did you think about Quavo's diss though? Because it was chill for me. It was good though.
Yeah, I thought they were both good. I was actually just more surprised with Chris Brown only because I don't know him to rap a lot. Like he has rapped on some songs, but like not a lot. And I thought I don't know. I think I'm gonna give that to Chris. If I had to pick, I think Quavo's was good, but I'm gonna give that to Chris.
It was. I think so too. I think Chris got him with that one.
Yeah,
he went hard, and I think that's what this is about. Like really being nasty.
Yeah, you gotta pick a side, you know.
My stomach said Chris Brown did it too. My stomach
right. It was like
wrong. Drake and Kendrick though. What do you think about that?
Oh my god. You know. So, I really don't know how this started. Do you know how it started?
Well, Drake acts like they've been having beef and there's been some underlying shit going on and they just hate each other secretly, I guess.
I heard it was something like Drake had percentages of like everybody's shit or something like that. And they was like, because he's a Jew and and I don't know if this is all conspiracy theories, but that he's a Jew and the Jews, you know, they're obviously really good with money and that he was backdooring with some like splits and shit and like getting extra money from like these other artists and that's why everyone's mad at him. I don't know if that's a thing or that's just a rumor on the internet, but if he did that, that's fucking fire. I ain't even gonna lie, because this is like, if you just making money off of everyone's shit and they don't even know about it, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I guess if that's your friend, you would feel some type of way if you find out your friend was just like making money off of you. And you know you would be mad if you find out like your friend was just like, was in all your deals secretly. You'd be like, bitch, what the fuck?
I don't know, because it's like Michael Jackson bought all the Beatles catalog and he owns the Beatles catalog.
Well, he ain't their friend though.
So what do you mean?
He don't own shit because he's passed away.
No, I'm saying his estate, but Michael Jackson and McCartney did a song together. The Girl Is Mine.
I think it's different. If that's true, if I'm Future, I feel some type of way.
Right, but
like,
can you
boy,
really?
Why are you taking money out of my pockets? What's going on?
Well,
give me that money. It's mine.
Well, what I'm saying is that you can't really be mad at somebody for doing business that you didn't do.
Well, of course you can't be mad, but you can still look at them sideways, like, bro. Especially if they kept it a secret. It's one thing if you know that the nigga just got hooked up and something like that, or he hooked you up with some shit. Like he got you your record deal, but like forever to be making money off you is kind of crazy.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just different, cause like I would feel some type of way. But I would just have to take that L because it's just like,
no, of course,
fuck.
Take the L. It happened and it's on paper, so you're done.
Yeah, like when Michael Jackson bought all the Beatles shit, it was just like they gagged, but it was also like
they couldn't buy their own shit. They had more money than Michael Jackson.
It's kind of didn't what's his name do that? Scooter Braun.
He bought Taylor Swift stuff. Yeah, she had to re-record a bunch of music and stuff like that.
Yep.
They did that to Jojo. Well, they didn't want to give her music, so she re-recorded like, "Get out right now. It's the end of you and me."
Yeah,
which was
voice,
a fire song.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so Drake and Kendrick. Oh, I did want to read because Kendrick did say some nasty things.
All right, let's see.
For one, Drake. I think Drake's an amazing rapper, first of all, but I do think that like. I didn't really care for the Tupac and Snoop Dogg thing. I don't want to hear other niggas. I want to hear you go hard on a nigga.
Same.
But also, I feel like maybe he's trying to, or maybe he's trying to like, maybe Drake is just trying to like do some chill shit and then he gonna come back and try to kill Kendrick, try to make Kendrick do his most.
Right.
And then try to be like,
so like Drake put that out, Kendrick put his out, now Drake's gonna come back and.
Exactly. One I want to say, what was Kendrick talking about? First, he said the very first time I shot me at Drake. First of all, I feel like that was like a double entendre because he's talking about Drake, obviously, but then he's also talking about the gun, Draco. So I thought that was kind of cool. But it's like, when you say stuff like that, are you really going to shoot a nigga? Because like, shoot that nigga.
No.
But the very first time, oh wait, why am I going to that twice? And then he said something about, I hate the way you sneak this. If I catch a flight, it's going to be direct. we hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. So a lot of people were saying he was being transphobic or something like that.
Oh,
But-
child.
No, wait.
Not everybody's transphobic. Maybe he's just talking about him fucking trans people.
Some people were saying he fucked little girls. Well, that would be transphobic if you're trying to downplay somebody for fucking with trans people.
Did he downplay it or he just stated a fact?
He said they confuse themselves with real. We hate the bitches you fuck with because they confuse themselves with real women.
Oh,
but
I can see that.
People think he's talking about the fact that allegedly Drake messes with underage people.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
The next line is.
But why would he hate them if they're underage, you know?
Right. That doesn't make sense because they confuse themselves with real women. It's kind of like, I don't get that. Maybe he's just hating on them in general, saying they ain't real women.
Or maybe he's calling them whores.
Probably.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're whores and they're not like real women.
I believe that more than anything.
Yeah.
He said he hates when Drake says the word nigga, but that's just me. I guess some shit is just cringeworthy. It ain't even got to be deep, I guess. How do you feel about biracial people saying nigga?
I think biracial people could say nigga.
Well, I think they can say nigga too. I think
biracial, I think a lot of people pick on biracials all the time. And when they're mad at biracials, they're automatically white. And they try to be like, oh, you're not black. We were taking your black card as if someone can gatekeep blackness. Yeah. It's fucking weird. It's like Drake has a black father. He could say nigga. Shit.
Right. He definitely can. But I also think they kind of attribute it to like just thinking that Drake picks and chooses when he wants. Well, this is from what I was reading on the internet. People think like Drake kind of like does the black thing when it's cool and then does the white thing to get money from all his friends' contracts. Like, I don't know.
Well, people say that all the time about biracials that you can, code switch, but you're both.
No, but there's a difference between who you just are as a person, your essence, and you just doing something when it's beneficial.
Yeah, but like back in the day when your mom was on the phone with a bill collector, she would change her voice and shit. Yeah, like everyone does that.
But that's different. That's different. It's like I'm not gonna go around I guess so. Maybe because I'm gay too. Because when I'm around gay people, I might be a little bit more like, oh, girl, gayer, yeah. But then if I'm around a bunch of niggas like my brothers, I'll still be like, girl.
But like I'm sure when he's
I probably won't do it too much. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying, Joe. That's all I'm saying. So like you with your Jewish side of the family, and you're like L'chaim, you're doing like all this shit, right. And you're extra Jewish that day, and then when you were around your black dad from Memphis, you like
but they also was talking about how Drake be having not thump. Not the
that was like my homeboy in Memphis.
Right. But I
don't know what I was doing. I apologize.
I love Drake. I love him. I love his music. He's great. I don't know him personally. But
I don't know.
I think Kendrick ate him up though a little bit, but we'll see what Drake comes back with.
Yeah, we gotta wait to see.
We will.
So another thing is people were saying, "Oh, Kendrick, took 18 days." But what I was saying on the way here, I'm just like, I got kids, he got kids. Motherfuckers got shit to do. You can't, somebody drop a diss track, you can't just be like, oh, let me drop my whole life, my wife, my kids. My kids have sports games and all kind, shit to do. Mm-hmm. And then just go in the studio. It's like, you're going to get my diss track when you get my diss track. Like, you're going to get it when I give it to you. And it was 18 days later.
Imagine dropping a diss next year. Speaking of diss tracks, like I hear Megan has something coming for the Queen of Rap, Nicki Minaj.
Stop, for real?
Yeah, but I think Megan's waiting to like her album to put it with her album because she got that #1 from the last one, so she's probably like, "Bitch, I'm gonna keep."
What's Meg gonna say? Her husband's a pedophile child. That's all she gonna say because Nicki's gonna eat her up.
He's not a pedophile, by the way.
He's not a pedophile. It's no shade, but like that's the narrative that they keep saying about Nicki's husband.
I mean, she might have some more. Megan can spit, so I think she might have something else to say. If anybody. I don't know. I agree with you kind of. I don't know what she would say, to be honest. But
like, what else are you really going to say about Nicki?
To say shit
like, Nicki's a bitch. And people know Nicki's a bitch.
Oh, whoa. Don't you nod your head like that.
No, I'm just saying. It's not like a thing that people don't know. Like,
or at least think.
I'm not saying that in a mean way.
Or at
like,
least they think it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. People within the industry feel like she's a bitch.
Well, I don't think she's a bitch. I think she's just a woman in a hard world, and it's hard for her. And you understand because you're a woman in a hard world.
I do understand, but
nah, I've heard some shit. Oh, well, Queen of Rap. That's all. That's all I have to say. She's a queen of rap. That's all I can say about the queen.
No,
of rap.
we love Nicki, but Nicki's a bitch. Like, she's known for being a bitch.
Wow.
Why are you acting shocked? Like, you don't talk about this all day with me, Joe.
One, I've never.
Don't be acting brand new on the podcast.
No.
Don't be doing that.
No. I have never said she was a bitch. I've said what people say about her. Yes.
Yes.
So they feel like she's a bitch, and I get it. The stuff that I've heard.
Okay. Everyone says the same thing about Nicki. She can rap her ass up. She's the queen of rap, but she's a bitch.
When you're the queen of rap, you can do whatever you want. You can fucking.
I get it, and guess what? No. And guess what? When you have that level of fame and that top spot, sometimes you got to be a bitch, and sometimes you just standing up for yourself, people will say you're a bitch. Right. They've said that to me when I'm just like, yo, I'm not dealing with this shit. Right, oh, you're a bitch. All right, cool.
Because if she wouldn't have been a bitch, she would have just been drinking that pickle juice. So all the barbs, they'll get that one.
So all I'm saying is that there's two things that she could say about Nicki. That her husband's a pedophile, which we know is not true, or that Nicki's a bitch. Right. There's based off what people say in the business, right? Mm-hmm. What we heard. Right. So what else is there to say about Nicki? She's a lyricist. She's popular as fuck. She created so many different styles that people, took on for themselves. Mm-hmm. And she's successful.
And she dropped one of the hardest songs ever, Looking Ass Niggas. And I don't know anybody else who can do that. So, yeah. Look at y'all niggas. But, so now we can talk about, do we want to talk about your past fashion icks, the stuff you wore that you hated now?
I can't really.
Because just to bring context to it, Rihanna basically she was on a red carpet and she was talking about how like she would never wear her nipples out anymore now that she's a mom and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And she kind of looks back and she cringes a little bit like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I could see why a mom would like be like, okay, now I have children in the world. Like, yeah. But a young hot bitch is just like, shit, fuck them kids.
You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. Your first child, you don't really feel like that until they get a little older. Your second child is when you're like, oh shit. And I don't know why it's like that. I can't even explain it to you because when I had Bash, I was still like having fun. Me and China were like twerking. I was still like a mom, but like he was very young and it was my first child. So it didn't like settle in yet. Like, it settled in that I was a mom, but the repercussions of my actions as a mother at the time didn't register. Mm-hmm. As he got older, I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to do that again. Like, I'm never going to twerk like that. This is like Rihanna said, it becomes very cringy. And then after I had Slash, I was just like, dude, even now, like doing photo shoots and stuff and like thongs and like sexy shit. I'm just like, dude, I just don't want my kids to see that. Mm-hmm. I just feel different now. I get it.
Do you think dads feel different about anything when they have kids?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Dads don't give a fuck. They just like, fuck that little nigga.
Yep.
Well, there you have it. So any of your outfits that you wore in the past, like your VMA red carpet look with
that was cool. Oh, I wasn't mad at that. Mm. It didn't really show my nipples. I wasn't really mad at that. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So now we can talk about Veneer Techs.
What is that?
It's something that's illegal and people should go to jail for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Basically, a Veneer Tech is someone who takes like a 2-day course, 11-day course to be certified to put veneers in motherfuckers' mouths. This is not okay, people. Only people who can put veneers in your mouth are doctors who are dentists, not niggas like me who just went to a fucking course for 2 days.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And took a picture with a certificate that someone printed online.
Because they're sawing down your teeth, right? Mm-hmm. They're like really sawing.
Some of them do saw your teeth down, but I was reading about it and it said that some of them don't saw your teeth, which is actually the problem because they're not correcting cavities and shit and they're just putting
shit over it.
And then it's like, bro, if you have a cavity up under there that gets infected, it's like, you're fucked.
You're fucked, yeah. But it's like remember back in the day when they would get the permanent grills and they didn't do it the right way, and so when they finally took them off, all their teeth were rotten underneath.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I saw this one guy, he does OnlyFans. He actually posted, I'm getting my, I got my veneer, I've been training to be a Veneer Tech or whatnot. And everybody was in the comments like, oh, I'm getting my veneers done by him. Oh, I'm because he's a handsome, good looking guy. And it's just like, you guys are going to jail. And then I saw this one lady on TikTok. She's like, I'm making it my mission to, stop all these Veneer Techs, my unofficial mission. And then people were in the comments calling her a hater. And I'm like, bro, you could literally die from having your
literally.
Teeth y'all are crazy. Is it that
because
deep?
so what people don't understand is that if you have bad teeth, it can literally give you a stroke or a heart attack.
Right.
Like, it's all fucking connected. So if you start sawing around and cutting shit down and doing shit and you're not like a professional dentist, you could literally die.
Yeah, literally.
And that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. I can see it. Somebody's going to fucking die. Then they're going to have to make a law that shit is illegal, like butt shots.
Which is crazy that you even have to make a law like that. But I guess only a dentist could start doing some shit like that.
Right.
But I did see it was a dentist from Colombia that came over here and started giving motherfuckers classes. They love to go to other motherfuckers' countries and fuck them up. Like, bitch, do that shit in your country.
Yeah, but it's also like I hate when people out here, they're like, oh, they're like, FDA approved or whatever. But it's like, they're approved in their country.
Yeah.
It has very different laws and schooling and all kinds of shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also when you get veneers and you don't saw your teeth down and they just put it over your teeth, that's when they're going to have like the chiclets because it's going to
be too big.
It's going to be too big, like sitting on top of your actual teeth.
And you have like porcelain teeth, right?
Yeah, I have veneers.
Yeah, that's porcelain, right?
Yeah.
So these people aren't even it's composites.
Oh my God.
It's not even porcelain. So I don't know.
It's like they doing like they do the acrylic nails and shit.
Yeah, that's what it said that's what they use for filling. Like for fillings.
Oh.
Which is like that's like one tooth kind of. Not supposed to be like your whole mouth. I don't know. It's illegal and you're going to prison.
You're going to jail, bitch.
Yeah.
And your fucking head's gonna fall off.
Seriously, it's pretty sick. Oh, we didn't even talk about how Saweetie entered the chat when Quavo said he could take any model bitch and turn them into her, and she posted the receipts of him like DMing her. I guess after she went to that basketball game with Chris Brown, so he DM'd her. Then the DM said something like we mean as fuck to each other, or we used to mean something. I don't know what the fuck it said. She ain't post a full DM. She just posted, I hope when that model he could turn into me responds, and it's like okay. That's what I was gonna say. Why do they be dragging the women like they dragged Rihanna into it? It's like Rihanna got too. Come on, leave her alone. Does this mean ASAP has to say something? That's what I always want to do. Do your boyfriend and your man got to speak up when stuff like that happen, or is it like, bro, stay out of that? We billionaires. Like, does YG have to speak up for sweets or no? I don't think they do. I think like you can be mature and mind your business, but
I don't know Rihanna well, but I think Rihanna would be like,
she'll mention it her next
Rocky, leave them alone, child. Let them little boys go do whatever. We raising kids over here. We ain't got time for that shit. Like, I
hope so, Rihanna.
Yeah. But like Saweetie catching strays and shit.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But do you find it disrespectful when the men are like, I fucked your hoe, you fucked my hoe? Are the men actually even... do they think they're being disrespectful? Because they might not even see it as disrespectful when they're like, oh.
It is disrespectful because if you're saying something about someone that does not have a voice and is not going to put out a whole diss track and do all that shit, you're being a fucking bully. That was my whole point about Homeboy saying, doing that whole album and shit about me. It's like, I'm not going to have a rebuttal. What am I going to do? Come out with an album and compete against him? Like, come on.
Like, Yeezy ain't teaching me shit. Oh, suck an MC. No, I'm playing. But,
yo.
Oh, wait, can I tell this one story about that time when you went to Kim's house and like...
No,
but it's not about you and Kim. Y'all took a selfie. Everybody know. It's not about you and Kim. It's about how I was sitting in the Jeep outside and Kris Jenner pulled up. And she just pulled up in this nice ass Rolls Royce or whatever. Obviously, she wasn't driving. She had a driver. And the driver hopped out the car and he came around to open the door. So I didn't know who it was at first. I'm just like, who's this? Like, And then she steps out. I'm like, oh, it's Kris Jenner. I'm just like sitting in the Jeep in the darkness, like, like low-key, like lurking. And the driver's just standing there, and all of a sudden, I look away for 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds, like 1 second. I might look at my phone or something and look back up, and he's like draping this big ass fur coat. I'm like, did he pull the fur coat out of his damn pocket?
Oh yeah, she looked like Cruella.
And she was like,
yeah, she
and
looked
walked
fire.
in. But the thing was, no one was outside. No one was watching her. So that's what really gave me life, because I was like, you're just doing this for yourself.
Yes.
Like, you're not, there's no cameras. It's dark outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't give a fuck. She put that shit on set and walked into
No,
the door.
it was giving cons.
Like, wow, Kris Jenner,
yes,
she's really
rich
that
white
girl.
woman.
She's that girl.
She's that girl.
She ate Caitlyn up.
She walked in the house, child. She was dragging that coat on the floor, child. Like she was
Amber?
She was just like, she had the martini glass. She was like, hi, Amber, nice to meet you. And I was like, I am living, bitch. I'm kind of fanning out because this is Kris Jenner. Like, it's no, yeah, she did. It's no shade.
Damn, she rich. Fuck.
Yeah. That bitch is rich as hell.
The driver just, damn. Shout out to Kris Jenner. You ate that.
Yeah, you ate that, girl.
Shout out to Saweetie. Beautiful girl. Kendrick, we're done with you. Oh, Fresh and Fit.
What about them nasty fucking weirdos?
So, Fresh and Fit. Okay, so bam. Fresh and Fit, you know, they have the podcast where they're like, we help men talk to women. Women ain't shit. Mm-hmm. Don't get them bitches no money.
Weak men.
Only spend $40 on a date. Don't spend that. So the guy, Walter, who's on the podcast, was doing the opposite of that. He was spending $1,000 per date on his girlfriend. And he had a little Asian ting. Mm-hmm. I forgot what country she's from. I think maybe China. And he was basically treating her like, you know, had her up in the apartment. She didn't move in with him low key. They fucking raw every night. So she gets pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. She gets pregnant. He tells her that he does not want the baby, that she needs to have an abortion. And she's like, oh no, you know.
Not the accent though. Just don't just
her family doesn't her accent was, it was just crazy.
Oh no, I know get abortion. No.
She said she don't believe in that. Like where she come from, her religion, they don't kill babies, all that stuff.
But you're having sex before marriage.
Okay, the girls love to say that. They love to, I can't do that. It's like, girl, you was fucking wrong.
Ew, but girl, if you, no shade, get an abortion because he ain't shit. It's no shade.
Really, he not. But and then I think the coins are. I'm not gonna say the coins are dwindling. I don't know, but I know that YouTube demonetized them, so they had to start doing their podcast like on Kick.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much coin she's gonna be able to get out of him. But basically, the other one, I think his name is Myron. I ain't gonna lie, like low key Myron, like low key kind of attractive to me, but. He was yelling. He was pissed, you know. Mm-hmm. He was angry. He was upset, yelling on the podcast about the
Was he?
He's like, give him an abortion. So a lot of people think that him and his buddy have their own homosexual relationship going on. I wouldn't say that they do.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I just think they're very passionate about being like ain't shit niggas, you know. So
yeah, but I think that the misconception is that they think that they're hyper masculine when really they're weak. Mm. You know. Like, weak men create very masculine women, and they always complain about masculine women because they're weak. Somebody has to be masculine in the situation.
That's very true. And then they never seem to take their own advice. How you telling men at home to only spend $40 on a day, but then you spend $1,000 a day on your girl? It's like,
right. And if you don't want to have a baby with her, why you nutting in her and raw dogging her? Like,
yeah, that's my thing too. I get that, like, it's a woman, and then it's like it's a woman's body. So like, unfortunately for men, ultimately it's the woman's choice.
Yeah,
because it's her body.
I get it.
But like, don't have raw sex all the time if you don't want to have a baby also.
Right.
But I don't know. I get it. Raw sex probably feels amazing. Vagina's wet, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the truth. But again, at the end of the day, it's like you either have to trust the woman that she's on birth control or some type of, you know, or use a condom.
Right.
Or pull out and hope that works. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't be busting nuts inside a girl and be like, "You're pregnant, get an abortion." Like, that's like, crazy.
You can't just always expect the woman to go get an abortion because some people do really feel like, "Oh my God, it's a lot. It's a lot."
She should though. It's no shade, but
you just think she should because you just think he trash.
I just think that and I get the pro-lifers and all this shit and you know, fine, but. I think dealing with him as the father of your child, you're going to have a very difficult life. Mm. And money, whatever money he's going to give you, which I'm sure is not going to be much, is not going to compensate your mental health. So
that's true.
That's my advice.
Yeah, I do think there's like a lot of decisions. I mean, I think there's a lot to think about when you're having a baby with someone. Like, okay, the long term, since the baby's not really existing yet, Like, think about yourself first and be like, okay, you know. So I agree with that too. Like, if you think the guy is just gonna fuck up your mental health for the next like the rest of your life because y'all have to have the kid, then it's kind of like
Yes.
It's kind of like, babe, unless you're gonna have a kid and go back to China.
No, he looks like the type that he would be like, I'm gonna just get full custody then, because I don't even fuck with her like that. So, and then you're gonna take the kid away from his mom or her mom. It's just please.
And then they were threatening to get her
deported.
Yeah, but it's like you was just fucking a girl raw. What you mean?
No, I know they was not threatening to get.
They did. He said the Myron guy said he was gonna call the cops or immigration or something like that. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that, especially since she's pregnant now. Because this country, once you
just
get pregnant,
weak bitch ass men.
Once you get pregnant here, you're a citizen, aren't you? Or is it just the baby that's a citizen?
I don't know exactly the ins and outs of that, Joe.
But they definitely not gonna take your baby from you and make you leave.
Yeah, but she might be here on a visa, you know, and then might have to go back. I don't know.
I don't think she was.
I don't know how that works.
Well, that's not going well for them.
Only weak bum ass men follow them.
Her name's Daisy, by the way. I'll say the girl's name.
Daisy?
Yeah.
Shout out to Daisy, man. If it's not too late, sis, run for your life, girl. Don't sit in that because they're already doing nasty, nasty shit to you. Like, it's only going to get worse. These men are misogynistic, narcissistic, sociopaths, fucking, they're disgusting. Just run for your life. Do yourself a favor.
Kanye did tease one diss track on Drake and J. Cole called Lyric. He said, y'all so out of sight, out of mind, I can't even think of a Drake line. Play J. Cole, get the pussy dry.
You can't think of a Drake line? I can think of 1,000 Drake lines. Anyone can think. Drake is the biggest superstar ever as far as rap goes. I'm sorry. I'm not even being an asshole. Like, what's the point of having a podcast if we're not going to be honest?
No, it's...
Like, at the end of the day, it's like, even if Kendrick ate him up, which he did on this specific diss,
right.
Drake can come back with another diss, eat him the fuck up. And even if he doesn't, he'll just come out with an album and eat up everybody.
Yeah. Because...
Like, it's Drake. Like, Drake can sing, rap. He who cares? He got writers. At least he's picking the right writers for, you know, his audience, and people consume it.
Right. He's very successful. He's like, speaking of people who can just come out with an album and eat everybody up, I saw Taylor Swift was dominating the top 14 spots in the 100. I mean, the top, what's it called? The Hot 100 Billboard chart. Yeah, she had the top 14 songs.
That's insane.
That's wild. But we do live in a white country, so I'm not shocked.
I mean, also I think Taylor makes good music.
She does make she makes good songs.
I haven't heard those songs.
Just like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just like anybody, I feel like she makes good songs. I've definitely heard Taylor songs that I thought was good. Yeah. But if there's more white people in America than anybody else, then it kind of makes sense why.
Actually, the Latinos surpass the white people now.
They have. The Latinos definitely identify as white, though, so.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm saying like a lot.
Like the Cubans and shit that are like
the white ones, just the white ones in general. Like
they're like, I'm white.
Right, no shade.
I'm white American.
But I don't think obviously Latinos identify as white. I'll just be like, in this country,
some may.
In this country, it's like that. It kind of gives that a little bit. But Taylor's.
But they do have a box for like Hispanic.
They have, and what's that one? It's like it's always weird. It's always like non-Hispanic. Like, what's that box?
Yeah, non-Hispanic black or non-Hispanic white or something.
Some weird thing. I'm like, what the I never understand. I'm like, I'm glad I'm just African American. Check.
Yeah, I just put both. Or I put other. Yeah. Or they have the Asian Pacific Islander, Native American, white, black, other, and non-Hispanic something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get confused. It's only supposed to be 6 races, so I guess those would be the 6 races on there.
There's only one race, the human race.
But yeah, I just mean like the ones that America puts on the paperwork to kind of figure out.
Homo sapiens.
Niggers live over here. Well, we're at 7 minutes. Those size. Okay, well, anything else?
It's been real. Thanks, Joe. Love you.
Love you too.
Brandon in the audience. You just listened to I Hope They're Not Listening with Amber Rose and Joey. Until next time, everyone. Bye.